On Valentine's Day, my archenemy and I followed suit and went to pick up trash. I picked up a small cake, but he picked up a diamond bracelet. I shared the cake with him and he gave me the bracelet. Unexpectedly, the cupcakes were stuffed with ingredients. I was feeling hot all over, so I asked my archenemy to turn down the air conditioner, but he just blushed and didn't move. Amazing. Why did he hide the air conditioner remote control in his crotch? He clamped my hand and said through gritted teeth, "I didn't take it." On Valentine's Day, I saw someone online found an Apple phone and a gold necklace in a trash can. So, I followed the trend and searched through all the trash cans in the community. Oh my god, where is the cell phone? All I got was a bunch of roses and a small cake. When I opened the door, my archenemy Michael was sitting on my sofa with his long legs crossed. "Why are you coming to my house again? It's bad luck." Michael is used to my sharp tongue and said nonchalantly, "My parents are out on a date, so they asked me to come to your house for dinner." "You're dreaming. My parents are out, and they asked me to go to your house for dinner." My mom and Michael's mom have been good friends for many years, and they even bought villas next to each other. After they both had children, they often dropped their children off at each other's homes. When Michael saw me holding the flowers, his face changed and he asked sarcastically, "Who is so blind as to give you flowers?" I picked it up in the community. There's nothing good in the trash can. Suddenly I saw Michael holding a luxury brand box in his hand and hiding it in his trouser pocket. I was so envious that my eyes turned red. "Damn. It turns out that you picked up all the good things." I snatched it and opened it, and it was a diamond bracelet. "This is exactly the one I've wanted for a long time but have never been willing to buy." "No." Michael stammered, reaching out to grab it back. I headbutted him and said, "This is a women's model, and you can't wear it. I'll take the $500. Michael didn't resist, he just stood there in a daze, his face looked a little strange. "Okay." I managed to get it at 1% of the original price. I asked him to come over and eat cake, but he started to complain again, "I don't eat this kind of sweet stuff." "Didn't you say you wanted to lose weight? Be careful not to gain 10 pounds after eating this." "Haha, let's get fat together. If you don't want to eat, go back to your house." I flew over in a slipper and Michael calmed down and shared the cake with me. After a while, I felt hot all over and said to Michael irritably, "Turn down the air conditioner, it's too hot." Why does my voice sound a little weird, like I'm acting coquettishly? Michael's face was terribly red at this moment. He didn't even try to get the air conditioner remote control, but stared at me with burning eyes. I couldn't stand the heat anymore, so I yelled impatiently, "Stupid dog. Why did you hide the remote?" Seeing a bulge in his trouser pocket, I reached out to take it. He has loved doing this kind of boring thing since he was a child, hiding my things and making me look for them everywhere. Michael clamped my hand and said in a hoarse voice, "Where did you pick up that cake?" I muttered in confusion, "I found it at the entrance of a hotel near the community." I saw a boy handing a cake to a girl. They seemed to have had an argument, and the girl threw the cake beside the flower bed and walked away. The boy chased after her. I thought it was a pity that no one wanted such a nice little cake, so I picked it up. Michael closed his eyes and gritted his teeth and said, "If I remember correctly, it was a love hotel." "Olivia, I feel like you are two pigs, because one pig is not enough to describe your stupidity. Can you just pick up food randomly? Do you know what is added to it?" Michael's non-stop chattering makes my head dizzy and I really want him to shut up. For some unknown reason, I bit his lips hard. The world finally quieted down. The next second, Michael held the back of my head and deepened the kiss. The brain began to lack oxygen and the body's temperature gradually increased. I hammered his chest hard and said intermittently, "Take out the remote control, it hits me." Michael ignored me and just hugged me tightly, as if he wanted to rub me into his body. It feels so good to be close to him, I want more. I reached my hand into his clothes and felt the strong mermaid line. Michael picked me up and carried me into my room. He leaned over my body and looked down at me. Her peach blossom eyes were sparkling, yet a dangerous storm was hidden deep within them. Michael asked hoarsely, "Is it really possible?" Michael's shirt buttons were all ripped open at some point, revealing his fair and strong muscles. I turned my head away, secretly swallowed my saliva, and stammered, "We are all adults, there is nothing wrong with that." Michael sneered, revealing his sharp canine teeth, looking very ferocious. But the kiss was very gentle. The crescent moon was shattered into pieces, illuminating the remote control lying innocently in the crack of the sofa. When I woke up in the morning, my whole body ached as if I had been beaten. I opened my eyes dazedly and saw Michael's sleeping face. I was so scared that I kicked him off the bed. I slowly recalled the things that happened last night that could not even pass the review, and I just felt like let it all be destroyed, let it all be destroyed. Michael got up and looked at me with resentment. His pale skin made the marks on his chest and neck seem even redder. Further down. Put your pants on. I hit him in the face with a pillow and told him to get out. When I finished taking a shower and changed my clothes, Michael hadn't left yet and had prepared 2 steaming hot breakfasts for me. He looked at me with burning eyes. Last night was just a misunderstanding. We must take this matter to death. Whoever tells anyone else will be a dog. I interrupted him, wanting to move on from the matter quickly. Michael's face turned ugly. I took out 500 yuan from my wallet and stuffed it into his trouser pocket. Michael gritted his teeth. Why, you treat me like a duck. And I'm only worth 500? I looked at him, confused. What? That's the money for the necklace. Michael's eyes seemed to be spitting fire. I was silent for a while, then took out the remaining money from my wallet. This is all I have. Take it, little traitor. Don't tell my mom, or we'll both die. Michael probably thought it was too little, so he slammed the door and left without saying anything. I knew this guy had bad intentions, and he blackmailed me for hush money. Michael is 1 year younger than me, and I have never gotten along with him since we were young. Don't be fooled by his decent appearance, he is actually a bastard with a mean mouth and a black heart. I called him a little traitor and he called me a little fool. He is a perfect student in every aspect, and I am just the opposite of him. But my parents always let him control me. I had 3 boyfriends at the same time in kindergarten. He was close to my mother and I got beaten up because of him. When I was in elementary school, I was sleeping in class and he shouted in my ear that the teacher was coming. When I was in junior high school, I skipped classes to go to the internet cafe to play games, and he led the way to my homeroom teacher. In high school, I had a crush on the captain of the basketball team. He took a photo to show me the captain's unwashed underwear and smelly socks that had accumulated in the dormitory for a month. I was thinking about how to get rid of him every day, but he kept haunting me and even enrolled in the same major at the same university as me. I feel like he is monitoring my life. Now I don't know what he is upset about. He hasn't come to my house to bother me for several days, and I have some peace and quiet. On the first day of school, my parents went on a trip abroad again and asked me to ask Michael to take me to school. I just carried my suitcase and took a taxi. When we arrived at the downstairs of the girls' dormitory, a boy with a slicked back hair and wearing a volunteer vest came over and said, "Classmate, let me help you get it." "What's your major?" He reached out and grasped the suitcase handle, looking very familiar. "No, thank you. I can do it myself." I pulled at the suitcase, but it didn't budge. The boy looked me up and down, and when he saw the computer science materials in my hand, he was very excited. "I am also a computer science major. My name is Mark, and I am a freshman like you. You look like an outsider to me, but I'm a Shanghainese. My friends always joke and call me the Shanghai Prince. You can just call me Brother Zhu. We are all professionals, so of course we have to take care of each other. The elevator in the girls' dormitory is broken, I'll help you get it. It's my honor to carry the suitcase for a beautiful lady." I kept refusing, but still failed to get the suitcase back. It's over. I encountered something weird on the first day of school. I was wondering whether to ask him about his family tree or tell the security guard that someone was robbing me when a familiar voice came over. "Didn't you hear her say she didn't need help? If you want to pull it so badly, go and pull the millstone." Michael came without knowing when, and reached out to grab his wrist and squeezed hard. Mark felt pain and let go of the suitcase. He lowered his voice and yelled at him. "Brother, what are you doing? Don't you understand that first come first served? I'll take care of this girl, you go find another one yourself." Michael, a 1.85-meter tall man, had a gloomy face and snapped his knuckles. "Why do you care so much? Do you take a spoon to taste the saltiness when the manure truck passes by you? I advise you to speak with more respect. If you keep pushing me, I know a little bit about fighting." Mark took 2 steps back with a red face, still asking what the relationship between Michael and I was. I rolled my eyes at him and said, "None of your business, you have vegetable leaves on your teeth." Mark's face turned pale and he actually turned around to take out his phone to take a picture of his teeth. I quickly grabbed my suitcase and left. Michael followed behind and said sarcastically, "I told you not to wait for me to come here, you deserve to step on dog shit." Seeing that I ignored him, he took the suitcase from my hand and whispered in my ear, "You are so heartless. I will disappear after we sleep together. Even if you work as a gigolo, your employer will always praise you for being great." I quickly covered his mouth, really wanting to poison him and make him mute. Michael helped me carry the suitcase to the 6th floor and blackmailed me into treating him to dinner that night. One of my roommates has already arrived in the dormitory. Hello, I'm Emily, born in 2006, and I'll be 18 next month. She came over to hold my hand and greeted me warmly. You are 1 year older than me, so I have to call you sister. I silently pulled my hand out of her arms. Handsome guy, are you also our major? Emily asked Michael. Michael said coldly, you are young, which is good. Now the country has delayed retirement, you are blessed. After Michael left, Emily came over to me and asked me gossipingly, is that funny handsome guy your boyfriend? No, he is my childhood friend. I saw him on the confession wall. Emily handed me her phone. It was a photo of Michael standing downstairs of the girls' dormitory, seemingly waiting for someone. Objectively speaking, Michael does look like a boy from an anime. He was the most popular boy in school when he was in middle school. I have sold his WeChat and phone number before and made a small profit. Then please give me his WeChat. Emily said to me affectionately and coquettishly. I didn't think too much about it and sent it to her directly. Not long after, Michael called me and scolded me, you sold my WeChat again? What were you thinking? Are you a brothel owner? Why don't you just sell me too? I said innocently, no. I didn't take the money this time. Michael was silent for a moment, so do you want me to add her? Why are you asking me about your own affairs? I hung up the phone, totally bewildered. I had just made the bed when Emily came to pester me again, your childhood friend is too cool. He has never accepted my friend request. Olivia, can you talk to him for me, woo woo woo. This is his personal wish, so I can't say anything. Emily pursed her lips and changed her tone, forget it, I don't even like him, who are you pretending for? No, when beating a dog, you have to look at the owner as well. I asked sincerely, you are from Sichuan, right? Have you learned Sichuan opera face changing? Olivia, what do you mean? I was just joking, why are you so fierce, woo woo? I've tolerated her for a long time, she's either whining or whining, thinking she's Thomas the Tank Engine. The other 2 roommates saw that we were about to quarrel and came to try to stop us. Emily apologized to me with red eyes, I'm sorry, Olivia, I was just joking, don't take it seriously. We are all in the same dormitory, we should get along well. She lowered her head and twisted her fingers, making a sweet sound, I am the youngest in our dormitory, sister, please give me some space. Why does she always bring up her age? I won't tolerate her. I am the only daughter of my parents, so don't yell at me. Emily started dropping gold beans. I ignored her and put on my headphones to play games. Before long, there were only 2 of us left in the dormitory. Emily seems to be video chatting with someone. I saw someone at me in the class group, so I clicked on it. A video call popped up, and it was Emily tagging all the girls in the group, it's so boring, ladies, come and make a voice call, boys are not allowed to come in. Several boys followed suit and spammed the screen, why? I want to listen too. Paratrooper number 1 applies for deployment. I saw a person's profile picture which was Mark's selfie. I hung up the video call decisively. Emily turned on the amplifier in the dormitory, and her sweet voice was very clear, Mina-san, is there any wife who is in the 2nd dimension like me? I am a little socially anxious, and I want to be with you. A boy started talking, I'm a otaku. Emily scolded, didn't you say no boys are allowed in? I want to be with my wives, stinky men, go away. One girl replied, really? I'm also a 2D person. Emily was very excited, friends and family. What kind of anime do you like to watch? The girl said, I like Attack on Titan the most. I have watched it 3 times. Emily, you actually like such unpopular movies. I'm currently watching Jujutsu Return and Demon Slayer, War. The girl was silent for a while, probably realizing that Emily's condition was serious. A boy laughed at her, you mean Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer? What? You can use the enter key to teleport Gojo Satoru back? Emily stamped her feet in anger, no. I just watched too many episodes and got the names mixed up. Mark, I like Demon Slayer too. The theme song is so beautiful. Emily, Red Bean Paste. Dear friends, I love that song too. I can sing it. Several boys urged her to show it. Emily really sang at the top of her lungs, making the passionate theme song sound like a love cycle. Wow, you sing so well, please sing another one. Your voice is so sweet, and your profile picture is of a sweet girl wearing a Lolita skirt. Is that you? Emily said shyly, oh, didn't I tell you that boys are not allowed to come in and chat? Why are you still looking at my profile picture? It's photoshopped. I'm not that pretty in real life. Oops, I accidentally switched to video call. Emily covered her face in panic. Wow. She's such a beauty. Isn't this pretty? Even sweeter than the avatar. Who is that beautiful lady behind you? Why aren't you in the video with me? I can tolerate my uncle but I can't tolerate my aunt, so I picked up my bag and went out. Emily asked me where I was going and why I wasn't chatting with everyone. Without even turning my head, I said, my words are rude. I'm leaving now. I thought that all the conspicuous bags mentioned on the internet were acted, but today really opened my eyes. I sat in the milk tea shop and drank a lot of milk tea, trying to calm myself down with the sugar. Michael sat opposite me, looked at me with sympathy, and pushed the small cake in front of me. I also have a conspicuous bag in my dormitory. Does it comfort you? The messages in the class group kept scrolling, half of them were sent by Emily and half by Mark. He posted a photo of a Starbucks iced Americano in the group chat. I've been in the US for a long time, and I feel uncomfortable if I don't drink 3 cups of Americano a day. Does anyone in the group love iced Americano as much as I do? Someone below said, Luckin's American coffee at 9.9 yuan a cup is delicious and cost-effective, and there is a store in the school. Mark, Luckin coffee is totally unpalatable. The coffee produced on the assembly line is too low grade. If I drink it too cheaply, I will get mouth ulcers. At home, I drink hand-brewed coffee. I can't afford it at school, so I can only drink Starbucks. By the way, is the cost of living near our school high? My family gives me 100,000 yuan a month, but I'm afraid it's not enough. Also, don't you think the beds and desks at school are too high? I'm 188 centimeters tall and my bed touches the ceiling when I sit on it. No one in the group paid attention to him, but he became even more excited. Mark posted a selfie. He was wearing sunglasses, and he and another boy each got a cup of coffee, 2 handsome guys, 2 pretty girls, here at the Starbucks at the east gate of the school. Emily just happened to send me a message. Do you know Zugu too? He asked me for your WeChat. I don't know him, and I don't want to add him. Why? Brother Zhu is a nice guy, very generous. He helped me carry my suitcase up this morning, and just now he asked me to go to Starbucks with you to meet him. He will treat us to dinner and karaoke tonight. No, I like me Shua Bingcheng. I just turned off all the ways to add people on WeChat. Mark at me in the group. Olivia, why can't I add you on WeChat? Please add me. Emily really sold me out. Seeing that I didn't say anything, Mark started to act up. Sister, why are you so aloof? You don't hang out in the group or reply to messages. It's not good for you to be so unsociable. I couldn't bear it any longer, so I was planning to start criticizing him, with his father as the center and his family tree as the radius. Michael stuffed the milk tea into my hands and ruffled my hair. You don't need to show up yet. His fingers flew, and he responded to Mark in the group. It's really a turtle dropping salt jar. You little turtle is done with your idleness. Put away your daddy air. How many dads do you have to dare to speak like that? Have you been in the United States for too long and can't read Chinese? She has rejected you several times, but you still come here to get scolded. Mark was shocked. It's so funny. I don't really want to add her on WeChat. It's like I need a girlfriend. My family arranged a marriage for me a long time ago. If it weren't for the pursuit of free love, I would have been engaged to a rich girl who is well matched with me. Michael has never lost an argument except when he can scold me. Is there a throne to inherit in your family? Come to the university to choose a concubine. I see no one is paying attention to your long post, so I will follow Lei Feng's example and do good deeds to answer your question. First, no one in the group likes to drink iced American coffee. Everyone uses it to soak their feet. Second, school expenses are not high, but 100,000 is definitely not enough. After all, it's all gone for a meal. A month's living expenses must be at least 5 million. Thirdly, the beds in our school are 2 meters high to the ceiling. If that is enough to support your head, I suggest you put the Juawei duck neck on your shoulders up. Fourth, you are a pencil case, you can hold so many pens. The group was filled with ha 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 comments. After all, there were still many normal people. Since the summer vacation, Mark has been constantly spamming the group chat, but people who really have questions often don't get answers. Mark was furious and posted a photo of himself holding the Ferrari keys. Why do I need to dress up? This car was a birthday present for me when I turned 18. Go find out what the background of Mark's family in Shanghai is. Brother, I advise you to be more careful with your words. If you really want to fight me head-on, I can easily peel off a layer of skin from you. Michael smiled speechlessly, and enlarged the photo to show me the fuzzy watermark outline in the lower right corner. This key is obviously a patented internet photo. He was showing off his limited edition sneakers in the dormitory in the afternoon. They looked fake at first glance. Michael and his father both like to play basketball, and they have a collection of sneakers at home. If he says they are fake, they must be very obviously fake. Mark sent a 500 yuan red packet in the group, and some people actually flattered him. Brother Zhu is so capable. Brother Zhu, take me flying. Emily also joined in. Michael is so harsh QVQ. Michael and Olivia are a couple, you two are so sensitive. It's normal for classmates to add each other on WeChat, don't be too affectionate. I'm really fed up with these two conspicuous people. At Mark and Emily, your mouths are more minced than the chili peppers chopped by the old lady at the west end of the village. This is a class group, not a big stage for showing off. If you want to show off, create a small group for yourself, otherwise don't mention your father or me anymore. Other students also echoed that they were always spamming the screen. They were quiet for a while. I haven't even finished scolding enough. Michael looked eager to try. When I was in junior high school, a boy pulled my pigtails and asked me for protection money. Michael fought with him and broke one of his ribs, so he had to pay a lot of money. I scooped a spoonful of cake to cover his mouth. Don't fight with your roommate at the beginning of the school year. Mark has to lie 100 times to cover up one lie. Don't worry about him. He will get his comeuppance sooner or later. Michael was surprisingly obedient. He no longer disliked the sweets and just stared at the spoon and said okay. After dinner, I returned to the dormitory and my two roommates said that Emily and Mark went out to play. That night, Emily did not come back. The next morning, the class assistant organized a meeting for everyone. The main purpose was to talk about some notes on course selection and to get to know each other. The meeting was originally scheduled for 10 o'clock, but at 10:20, Mark walked into the classroom with Emily. Mark said he was 188 centimeters tall, but he wasn't much taller when standing next to Emily, who was 1.6 m tall. Emily held a large bouquet of pink roses and was shy under everyone's gaze. Sorry for being late. Hey, don't look at me like that, I'll be shy. The two of them were sitting right in front of me and my roommate. Emily turned around and said to herself, family, it was so embarrassing just now. I told you not to buy flowers, but Zhu insisted on buying them. It's so embarrassing. I was also a little confused. No, who asked you? Michael, who was sitting next to me, replied in a tacit understanding, no one asked. Emily was so angry that she glared at us, turned around, took Mark's hand and stopped harassing us. The class assistant asked everyone to take turns to introduce themselves on stage. Apart from being a little nervous occasionally, the students were all pretty normal. When it was Emily's turn, she turned around, held her face with both hands, and raised her cheeks slightly. Hello everyone, I am Emily, who is 50% socially anxious, 50% funny, and 100% cute. I am from the 2D world. I like beauties, watching anime, and playing games. Beautiful wives, we can play games together in the future. A girl asked what game she played, and Emily said Elden Ring. This is a soul-like game with relatively high operation difficulty. Many boys cheered and said that they didn't expect her to play such a hardcore game, and wanted to add her account to play together. Emily pouted her lips. Oh, I'm not the only girl in the school who plays this game. Michael said proudly, no, Olivia has already completed Elden Ring too. Why don't you two add a Steam account? I pinched his thigh and said, I'm just a fifth personality player, brother. Emily's face changed and she spoke with a stutter. My account was stolen and I haven't recovered it yet. Maybe next time. After saying that, she ran down the podium as if escaping. It seemed that she had lied again. It was Mark's turn to introduce himself. He looked around the room with a haughty look and pointed at Emily. My girlfriend, Emily. I'm telling you, no matter if you are a man or a woman, don't bully her, or I won't allow it. Remember that. Michael joked, these two conspicuous bags are playing Candy Crush. If one more comes, they can be combined into a 2-star conspicuous bag. My roommate and I laughed out loud, earning a fierce glare from Mark. After living in the dormitory for a week, I couldn't stand Emily anymore and planned to rent a house off campus. Emily often talks to Mark on the phone in the dormitory, and her flirting voice always gives me goosebumps. After Michael knew I was moving out, he insisted on following me. It's not safe for you to rent a house outside by yourself. I've already told your mom, and she's worried about you too. Let's rent a 3-bedroom apartment and convert one room into an esports room. I can also help you share the rent. I was such a little traitor that I reported this to my mom so quickly. As expected, my mom called me and said she didn't agree to let me rent a house by myself unless I lived with Michael. In the end, I compromised and just treated the dog as one of my own. The house was quickly decided. My mom and Michael's mom remembered that they had a child and came to help us clean up the house, saying that we didn't need to worry about it and that we would be satisfied. As a result, when I moved in, I opened the door and saw a pair of slippers of the same style but different colors, which looked a bit strange. Walking further in, there was a heart-shaped mug, pink and blue toothbrushes, and photos of Michael and I from childhood to adulthood on the wall. And only the largest room had pink sheets, and there were even 2 sets of cute couple pajamas in the closet. Take a deep breath, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Little traitor, those 2 silly girls seemed to have misunderstood something. Michael was actually still laughing. I elbowed him and called my mom to explain things. Michael snatched the phone from my hand and hung up. Okay, clean up first, I'll talk to them later. I worked all afternoon to put everything in order. I took a cup to drink some water, but I was too tired and my hands were weak, so I accidentally dropped the cup on the ground. What happened to you? Michael rushed out of the bathroom upon hearing the noise, and it seemed that he had just taken off his upper body clothes and was about to take a shower. A piece of glass shard scratched my instep, leaving a small cut that was slowly oozing blood. Michael shouted nervously, "You are not wearing shoes, don't move." He walked around the debris in his slippers and easily picked me up. His arms pressed against his skin, and the burning temperature made me flinch. Michael gently placed me on the sofa and took out the medicine box to bandage my wound. He didn't call me stupid or mock my underdeveloped cerebellum like before, but just held my foot on his lap, carefully disinfected it with alcohol, and bandaged the wound. When Michael was silent, his high nose and sharp jawline gave people a cold feeling, but the movements of his hands were unusually gentle. I don't know if it was the pain in my feet that made my heart beat so fast, as if it was about to jump out of my throat. Don't move. Michael put his hands around my ankles to hold them in place. A similar scene on Valentine's Day. It's over. I sing too. Why are you acting like a robot? Are you scared to death? Michael spoke with the familiar tone of asking for a beating. It's a pity for this face, it would be better if it was mute. This wound will heal if you don't send me to the hospital. He said with disdain, and after bandaging it, he took out a pair of slippers and put them on my feet, and told me to wear them. The next day when we went to class together, for some unknown reason, I wore the diamond bracelet. Emily and Mark arrived on time, and the teacher asked them to sit down quickly. They ran to the last row and sat next to me. During the class, they kept whispering in each other's ears. Mark put his hand on Emily's thigh and rubbed it, which made Emily shyly hit his arm. In the end, the 2 of them lay on the table and nibbled each other's mouth. I say, don't have children in the classroom later. Michael was the first to criticize, with a look of disgust on his face. I have to prepare for the postgraduate entrance examination, and I didn't expect that you 2 are already in postgraduate studies. The students nearby all laughed, probably because they had endured it for most of the class. Emily seemed to still feel a little ashamed, and lowered her head to pretend to listen carefully. Mark felt that he had lost face, and began to act like a Shanghai prince again. Michael, I have tolerated you for a long time, and I didn't want to bother with ordinary people like you. Do you know what business my family is in? The president of the Pictet Group is my father. Michael raised his eyebrows. Oh? How come I didn't know that the president of the Pictet Group belongs to the Mark family? Baidu Encyclopedia shows that he belongs to the Michael family. Mark is now showing off his power in front of Guangdong. Michael's father is the president of Pictet Group. Mark's forehead began to sweat, but he still insisted, Baidu Encyclopedia just hasn't been updated. My dad just took office this year. Really? I haven't heard of any staff changes. Michael held his chin and asked him slowly. What's your father's full name? My family also happens to work at Baidu, maybe they know him. You won't understand even if I tell you, I'm too lazy to tell you. Seeing that the get out of class was about to end, Mark pulled Emily to leave. Emily packed up her things, but suddenly she was looking for something on the table and the floor. When get out of class was over, everyone stood up and tried to leave. Emily screamed, my bracelet is gone. A $50,000 Cartier bracelet. No one is allowed to leave. I suspect there is a thief. Please help me find him. When the classmates heard the amount was so large, they enthusiastically helped to find it. I was starving, so I dragged Michael to the cafeteria, but Emily grabbed my wrist and said, you stole it. You were wearing my bracelet, you are a thief. The sharp voice attracted everyone. I shook her hand away, nerd, this bracelet is mine. Emily seemed to have caught me, and she was very excited. You stole it. You have never worn this bracelet, how come it appeared on your hand when mine disappeared? Mark wanted to come over and take off my bracelet. I've known for a long time that you've been targeting Coco. Aren't you just jealous that she's doing better than you? You are shameless even though I gave you a chance. Now you regret it and just become a thief and steal other people's things, right? Michael pushed him hard and stood in front of me. A fierce look flashed in his eyes. If you dare to do that again, I will break your hand. If you don't believe me, you can try it. Emily screamed and went to help Mark up. You two teamed up to steal and you dared to hit someone. All the classmates can testify that you were the first to do it. The students who were watching whispered. A boy who was close to Mark chimed in. Brother Zhu showed us this bracelet when he bought it. It is exactly the same as the one you are wearing. If you just happen to buy the same one, then you can show your purchase record and you will be cleared of all charges. But this bracelet was picked up by Michael from a trash can on Valentine's Day, and I bought it for 500 yuan. Where is the purchase record? Michael held my hand and squeezed it secretly, as if he wanted to say something. No, I can't fall into the trap of self-proof. I asked Emily confidently, whoever claims must provide evidence. Where is the evidence? You said I stole your necklace, where's the evidence? Emily's eyes widened, and she stammered and couldn't produce any evidence. She started to make a scene, blocking the door of the classroom to prevent everyone from leaving. You took it, otherwise where would my bracelet go? It was on my hand during class, but it disappeared after class. Mark also agreed, that's right. No one can leave this classroom until the bracelet is returned to Coco. Some people were still rushing to their next class and started complaining that they were being unreasonable. Emily also tried to lead everyone to attack me. If you want to blame someone, blame Olivia for being shameless. She stole my things and refused to admit it. But everyone has seen this strange couple, and not many people are on their side anymore. While they were arguing with dozens of people, a classmate found the bracelet from the gap in the drawer of the desk where Emily was sitting. It was probably because she was being affectionate with me and the bracelet got stuck in the gap by accident. Emily was so happy to see the bracelet back that she cried. She took it and looked at it again, and touched it again and again. No, this is not mine. This one is a fake. It has been rubbed and faded. Emily pointed to the faded spot on the bracelet and showed it to the people around her. Olivia must have replaced my real bracelet with a fake one. She didn't notice that Mark's face had changed, and he was hiding behind her and secretly wiping the sweat off his forehead. You've misread the Coco, it's just oxidized, not faded. He pulled Emily aside and said, don't block the students from attending class. Let's go. Emily broke free from his embrace and kept accusing me, it's obviously a faded fake. Olivia must have swapped the necklace you gave me. Michael scoffed, then call the police. Okay, let's report it. Brother Zhu, call the police. Mark looked embarrassed, there's no need to make such a big deal. It's only tens of thousands of dollars. I can just buy you another one. Mark practically dragged Emily out. Emily held on to the door frame and refused to let go, totally losing her usual cute and adorable image, which attracted more and more people to watch. Here are the receipts and payment records. I bought it at the counter in the Pattaya department store the day before Valentine's Day. Michael stood in front of them and showed his phone screen. Okay, now it's your turn to produce your records. Otherwise I will sue you for defamation and demand a public apology from the entire school. Emily's eyes widened, she stared at the screen, her face turning red and white. I was even more shocked than Emily. Did Michael buy this bracelet with real money? The students burst into great dissatisfaction and accused them one after another. You have wronged others and wasted everyone's time after all this time. I didn't have to prove my own stuff in the first place, but you two were so shameless that I had to do it. Hurry up and show us yours. The one Mark bought must be fake, right? Otherwise, why wouldn't they dare show everyone the purchase record? Could it be that they want to use a fake one to replace Olivia's real one? Mark tried to escape by himself, but was surrounded by his classmates. The boy who had defended him at the beginning snatched his phone and looked through the shopping app. Finally, he found the purchase record on Pinduoduo and paid the full amount of 29.9 yuan, and used a 5 yuan coupon. Emily asked sharply, so your limited edition sneakers, Ferrari, and your dad who is the president of Pictet Group are all fake? She grabbed Mark and cried and made a fuss, scratching his face. Finally, the matter was brought to the attention of the counselor, who ordered them to apologize, gave each of them a serious warning, and criticized them in a school-wide notice. Mark and Emily became campus celebrities. Later, someone spread the news that Mark's father was indeed from the Bida Group, but he was just a security guard. Mark was worried that his college classmates would look down on him and he couldn't get girls, so he tried his best to package himself, but he overdid it. As Michael and I walked home, the atmosphere was a little weird. He hung his head and glanced at me secretly. As soon as I closed the door, I elbowed him. The boy actually smiled happily. I feel much better now. I pulled his ear and asked him, "Is that bracelet?" "Yes, I like you." "Ah?" I let go of his ear and suddenly felt a little embarrassed. "I like you. I want to confess my love to you on Valentine's Day, but you ran away at the last minute." "Oh." My eyes wandered, and I was so embarrassed that I could dig out a townhouse. "So, do you want to cook?" Michael held my face and asked me to look directly at him. His eyes were a little wet, and he seemed to be very aggrieved, and his earlobes were red. This was the first time in 20 years that he and I spoke without being confrontational. I said in a mosquito-like voice, "Yeah." Michael pushed further and slowly lowered his head to come closer. His warm breath sprayed on his face, which was a little itchy, with the coolness of mint candy. "Can I kiss you?" I must take the initiative, so I pulled his collar and kissed him on tiptoe. Late one night, Michael hugged me. You know what else the mothers bought? He opened the drawer of the bedside table and found 10 boxes of condoms neatly arranged inside. It turned out that he had already told our parents he wanted to confess his love to me on Valentine's Day. That's why the house was so empty that day. He also told his family that he wanted to live together when he rented this house. It turned out that my mother had sold me out a long time ago. Let's talk about what happened on Valentine's Day. Hiss, be gentle. I grabbed Michael's hair and he rushed over to kiss me. Guess what? I'm a little traitor.